Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Matt Landgraff, junior wrestler from Weeki Wachee, Florida, who's among the Stars' leaders in wins this year. And last Friday, you pinned DeMarco Speller from Wayland Baptist in your team's match. What do you remember about your match and also the team's performance from that night?
In my match, I remember, well, I actually wrestled him before my freshman year, and I remember I think I won by like a decision or something like that, and I just kind of wanted to see where I came or how far I've come, since my freshman year. And so I kind of went out there wanting to, kind of like dominate and put it to him. And so I went out there and did my thing and got the fall and did what I had to do for the team. And as far as the team wrestled, we all wrestled pretty good, pretty solid for the most part. I think when it comes to our team, we got a lot of studs. But we also have guys who are young who don't really have that like mentality of I'm gonna go out there, take care of business, that believe in themselves the way they should. And I think like guys like our freshmen who they don't bonus as much as older guys. That kind of mentality holds them back. And other than that, I think we wrestled pretty good. Wayland, I think, thought that they kind of hang with us, but we kind of put it to them. So I think we wrestled really well.
You won the title at 149 at the Hastings Crusaders Open earlier this year. What went into that for you?
Well, going into the tournament, it was my first tournament of the year, and we kind of been holding me off of trying to not. I've been battling injuries past couple of years, so we were trying to make sure that wasn't a problem this year. And every year you're going to get banged up, bruised up, but you just got to kind of wrestle through it and kind of minimize the injury, I guess. And so that was my first tournament back so far this year, and I felt good. I felt great. Maybe my weight management wasn't as good as it was. It was my first time wrestling at a tournament. But I went into the tournament with the same mindset I have every time. It isn't just to win. I want to wrestle to kind of dominate, to kind of like, I want to be remembered as, you don't want to just be average, you want to be above average, and you want to go beyond expectations. So I wanted to go in there with the same mentality of I'm going to win it, So I did, and I went in there and for the most part took care of business. Maybe not as dominant fashion as you'd like, but did what I had to do and got the job done. So I'm satisfied with it.
You've had 6 wins, 4 pins in duels this year. How does the mindset change between a duel and an open tournament?
I think in duels it kind of like, you get hyped because you see the other guys in front of you wrestling, and whether they're doing good, if they're doing good, the momentum you'll ride the momentum. It's like a wave, You ride that wave, and going into your match, it feels like you're already one up on somebody. And then if the momentum's low, to me, if I'm the first one to probably be the first one to win a match in that duel, it kind of sets in my mind like, all right, we gotta start this train, get this train rolling, pick up momentum, So in regards of that to a tournament, it's a little bit different, because when you go into a tournament, it's mostly like, all right, I'm gonna go out there and take care of business, and you don't really have that kind of momentum going for you. So, but when it comes down to it, you just gotta have the same mindset and the same mentality of I'm just gonna go out there to dominate, whether it's a tournament, whether it's a duel, it could be an exhibition, it doesn't really matter,
You made history by becoming the first OCU wrestler to be named the Sooner Athletic Conference Wrestler of the Week. What did that mean to you?
It's pretty cool, but winning the Wrestler of the Week for a conference, I guess I set my expectations a little bit higher. So the goal at the end of this year is to be a national champ, of course, and the SAC, I guess it's new, so someone's got to be the first, and I guess it's pretty cool being the first to do that.
You were among the individuals for OCU that wrestled at the NAIA Championships last year. What did you take away from that experience?
Well, I'm glad that it's not being held in Kansas anymore. I didn't have the best of luck there. I had a hip injury last year where I broke it, and kind of came back, and I didn't wrestle the whole second semester until the regional tournament because I was rehabbing my hip up, and I was unfortunate. It was first match. I'm taking the dude down, and I ended up re-injuring my hip, and it kind of like messed up my tournament for me. So it didn't go too well with me, and that's kind of stuck with me. And that's like one of the biggest reasons why we sit me out, or coach has been sitting me out for most of our tournaments and everything, because he doesn't want that to happen again. And it was a cool experience. It lets you know, like, it's a different scenery. You don't see that kind of scenery all year. I mean, except for the Missouri Valley Invitational, which we just wrestled at, and it's a different level than you wrestle all year. You aren't going to see that group of guys anywhere else unless you go to the national tournament. So it's a pretty cool experience, and now I know what to expect come March.
What brought you here to OCU?
I guess Coach Campbell. He I remember All-American at a tournament in Virginia Beach, and then sure enough, a week or two later, he gives me a call. And the funny thing about that is when he called me, we were planning on me being a 125 pounder, and because I wrestled 106 and 113 pounds in high school. And so when he gave me that call, it was like, all right, I'm planning on wrestling 125. You know, I'm a little big, I'm gonna have to lose some weight, manage my weight, get down there. And next thing we know, we get here, and Coach Archie Randall is the head coach at the time, and he's like, you aren't gonna be a 25 pounder? It's like, what do you mean? Yeah, I am. I'll be a good 25 pounder. Sure enough, there was no way I was ever gonna make 25. Grew out of that, and then ended up wrestling 33 my freshman year. But Coach Campbell brought me here, and now I'm making do with what I got, you know.
What's your major here at OCU?
I'm a economics major.
So what kind of career goals do you have following wrestling?
Well, I want to do a lot of investing, and I want to be my own boss. But I want to start out, you know, as like some sort of marketing analyst or something like that. I like putting together numbers and coming up with numbers within the economy. And I think the economy and what goes up and goes down is kind of cool and interesting to me. So it's something I kind of like, and I've taken to.
All right, talking to Delaware Resource Group Superstar Athlete of the Week, Matt Landgraff. You can follow the stars on OCUsports.com.
At Oklahoma City University, it's on all of us to put an end to sexual violence in our campus community.
Title IX is a federal law that addresses our students' right to education free from sex discrimination. OCU Athletics is committed to fostering a culture of respect for all members of our community.
We aim to embody respect and sportsmanship in all aspects of life.
And it's our job as athletes to intervene when something isn't right.
It's our responsibility as athletes, role models, and members of the community to look out for one another.
OCU athletes are not just champions on the field.
We also strive to be champions of character.
Consent is explicit, not implied.
Sexual contact without consent is sexual assault.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To intervene when something doesn't seem right.
To recognize that alcohol is never an excuse.
It's on us.
It's on all of us.
To make it known we will not tolerate this from
peers,
teammates,
friends,
anyone.
To create an environment that respects everyone's rights and boundaries.
To do the right thing.
It doesn't just happen to women.
It's on us as teammates to lead by example.
To make it known that jokes about sexual assault are unacceptable.
To step up and say something.
To step up and say something.
To step up and say something.
To never blame the victim.
To support survivors.
To be more than a bystander.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
Every day we all choose the type of person that we want to be and the type of athlete that we want to be. And for me, the important lesson there is you got to wake up every day willing to earn it and make the most of it.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's
on all of us, OCU.
Here on the OCU Athletics Update, we're talking to new volleyball coach Santiago Restrepo, recently hired as OCU's volleyball coach. And you come to us from the University of Oklahoma. You've been a head coach for 20 years. What have been some of the highlights of your career?
Oh, we have had so many highlights, and every single place that I've been at, It's a great experience for me, a great opportunity to develop the young talent and making them become not only better volleyball players, but also better citizens, better people, better, at everything that they do. So we, a lot of the highlights, for example, at Strasbourg University, we have won the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference with our team. We went to St. Louis, and I was an assistant there, and we did a terrific job there for the 3 years that I was there. And then I was at Southern Miss for 3 years, and I had the highest winning record, in Southern Miss at that time for the 3 years that I was there. And then, come to Oklahoma, I had gone to a couple of Sweet 16, and 8 times we went to the tournament out of 14 years. So, every single one of them is pretty neat, and it's a great experience for all of us. And so I couldn't pinpoint just one, because I remember every single one like it was yesterday.
You spent 14 seasons at OU. What did it take to get the program turned around there?
A lot of hard work. Hard work not only just by my coaching staff, but also by the supporting staff. All the administrators were great, but also the players. A lot of hard work and dedication, and being extremely disciplined. And the first 3 years were extremely tough because at that time Nebraska was in the conference, and we had Texas A&M in the conference. So it was extremely loaded conference, and it still is. But it was a lot tougher. But we had the same class for 3 years in a row, so we worked and worked and worked, and by the time they became seniors, we had the biggest turnaround in the school history for the volleyball program, and it was exciting to see. And we got to go into the Sweet 16 that year, and people were really excited about our program. So it took a lot.
You mentioned your stop at East Stroudsburg. How does that experience compare to coaching here at OCU on the small college level?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I had a lot of people ask me, they say, well, what is it about OCU, or how you compare it? And I say I compare it a lot to Strasbourg in the aspect of we have a lot of very dedicated young female athletes that come in and are putting a lot of sweat and tears into what they do and how to become better. Most of the time it's out of their own pocket, meaning they're paying for the schooling, or they have very little scholarships to help, and so in that aspect it's very similar, because we had some scholarships at Strasbourg, just like we had some here, but we were not fully funded. So it takes a lot of creative ways to approach it, and we're excited that and it's very, 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 very similar, both the schools. And we were Division II over there. Here is NAIA, but a lot of similarities.
You've hosted a series of open tryouts for the volleyball team. How have your recruiting efforts gone?
They're still going. Every weekend, we're hitting the road and trying to. Right now, I'm concentrating on all the unsigned seniors to try to get a class here where we can have at least 14, 15 to 20 players, and start training them and to become better. We have our next tryout for those of you that are listening, February 23rd on Friday, 4 to 8, at the Freedy Center. And please, if you're listening and you know any volleyball players, please send them my way. And even if you're here in school and you want to come and try out, you're welcome to.
Tell us about some of the assistants you have on board.
We have a very young lady that just played at Mid-American Christian University, and was helping coaching last year there, Shannon Niemeyer, and she's a person who wants to get into the career of becoming a coach. So I'm trying to get her under my wing, trying to help her out, and hopefully she continues doing that. And she has been a great addition to our program. And then we have Cassie McLeason, she's a lady that was a head coach for St. Gregory. Okay, she's here with her family, and she said, well, I could help, whenever you need me. And I said, I need a lot of help, so please come and help us. And and she's a lady that I had known for a while because her son and my son played volleyball together. So there is two of them that I feel that are very trustworthy, very loyal, and good friends. So.
Tell us about your experiences playing and coaching internationally.
Oh, that's a lot of experiences. When I was young, 16 years old, I played for the Colombian national team, and I went to Taipei, Taiwan, to represent Colombia into a tournament there. And there are different countries there that played in the tournament, but also a university played, which was UCLA. And Alex Gates, the head coach, saw me playing, and he said, hey, why don't you go back to Colombia, finish your degree, your high school, get a diploma, try to learn as much English as you can, and come to UCLA, and maybe we can see a way to get you in. And that's what I did. That's my route, and that's how all this started it. And the reason why I play is because my family play volleyball. I have 4 older brothers. I'm the youngest, and they were all the time playing volleyball, and they all the time play for the city team, but also for the Colombian national team. So we were a big family as far as volleyball is concerned. So, and then we had opportunities to get into USC, Pepperdine, and UCLA to play. But they only offered me a third of scholarship, and my family really at the time couldn't afford the other 2/3. So I ended up going to Strasbourg, where I was blessed to have known Bob Sweeney, the head coach there, and gave me a full ride there to go to school and play there. So that's what I did. And then from there I went to overseas and played in France. And it was a great experience, and came back to California and played in the AVP tour, beach volleyball, when I was young and in shape. And so it has been a great ride for me, because I had the opportunity through volleyball to see a lot of different countries, okay, and played and meet a lot of different folks that I'm still friends with.
What has shaped your coaching philosophy over the years?
It's just a combination of a lot of folks, okay. I had learned a lot from different folks. First and foremost, Luis Eduardo, the head coach from the Colombian national team at the time when I was playing. He was a tough guy to deal with, and so he was extremely disciplined, okay, everything that he did. And so I learned about that part of it through him. And then I went to California. Molly Kavanagh was running a club at the time, A6 Tiger Volleyball Club, that was all the time competing for the national titles in juniors with Sport Performance from Chicago. And so, and she was another, so I have a male, female, kind of really tough, very direct, very disciplinary folks that I had learned a lot from. And then, over the years, I became friends a lot with, Russ Rose from Penn State, and, he's one of my references, but, I have simulated a lot of things that he has done too. And, I have a lot of influences, and, but pretty much my philosophy is, that you have to still enjoy the sport, have fun with it, that you have to work extremely hard, and then you need to have a positive attitude, because a lot of people come from different states, different clubs, different high schools, different coaches, and not everybody is doing the right or the wrong thing, okay? You just learn tips, bits and pieces from everyone, and that's how you mold yourself as to become a better volleyball player.
What do you look for in a prospective student athlete?
Whew, that's a loaded question. Obviously we have very high academic standards here, so you have to have very high, GPA and scores, test scores. but as far as volleyball is concerned, I'm looking more into the character of the person, the personality, and how they behave, and are they really a team player? Yes, athleticism helps a lot. Okay, but are you a team player, and are you going to put others first before you put yourself? That's extremely important. Are you a good listener, and are you paying attention to what the coach is saying? So there is a lot of characteristics that not necessarily show up, okay, when you are seeing a player in the volleyball court, but also, okay, when you are seeing them interact with the coach, with the players outside the volleyball court.
What is it that makes OCU unique?
Well, first and foremost, okay, we're in the city, okay, so there is a lot of things, okay, that you could do here. I know there is a lot of museums, a lot of art, a lot of places to visit. Then we have Thunder, and then we have Bricktown, and we just have a lot of things going on here in the city. So, that's appealing, and it should be appealing for any recruit coming in. Second, we have very high academic standards. It's a private institution, but it's a very high academic standards, and with some great majors to be offered. And then the part of the athletics, look at everybody across the board, what they have done. Okay, they have won multiple, national titles in the NAIA. So it's a great reputation. Okay, a lot of coaches that are very high up, okay, in the ladder as far as how many wins they have collected, and extremely talented, and so that's a great history, and so you got to be looking at that, okay, and that has to be pretty appealing for everyone.
All right, talking to new OCU volleyball coach Santiago Restrepo. You can follow the Stars on OCUsports.com.